Hello, everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much.
From New York, Pillsbury's best enriched flour brings you Grand Central Station. All aboard for modern baking. You're on the right track with Pillsbury. Greatest name in flour. As a bullet seeks its target, shining rails in every part of our great country are aimed at Grand Central Station, heart of the nation's greatest city. Drawn by the magnetic force of the fantastic metropolis, day and night great trains rush toward the Hudson River, sweep down its eastern bank for 140 miles, flash briefly by the long red row of tenement houses south of 125th Street, dive with a roar into the 2.5-mile tunnel which burrows beneath the glittering flank of Park Avenue, and then Grand Central Station, crossroads of a million private lives, gigantic stage on which are played 1,000 dramas daily. As the passengers this morning get off the upstate local and stream into the station, they are greeted by a very strange sight. Right outside the gate, an unusually attractive girl, wrapped up to her pretty pink ears in mink, is holding up a book and waving it so that all who pass can see its title. The book is Sigmund Fransel's nonfiction bestseller, Contentment is Your Crown. When any elderly man approaches, she eagerly gives the book a nervous, extra wiggle. But aside from a few lifted eyebrows, nothing happens. Until, suddenly, she spots a bearded gentleman. Grasping his arm as he passes her, she asks hopefully,
Dr. Fransel?
I beg your pardon, what?
Aren't you Dr. Sigmund Fransel?
Why, no, I'm not. But I'd be very glad to help you look for him,
No,
my dear.
thank you. I'm sorry I disturbed you.
Are you Miss Mitchell, Dorothy Mitchell?
Oh, yes, Dr. Fransel. Oh, no, don't tell me you're...
My name is Kleehammer, Lucius Kleehammer. Dr. Fransel sent me in his place. I'm sort of an assistant of his.
For a moment, Miss Mitchell just stares. Then she remembers to close her mouth. This gangling, red-haired young man, an assistant to the world-famous psychologist? Why, he looks more like the character who was once chased out of Sleepy Hollow by the Headless Horseman.
But why didn't the doctor come himself? Oh, I was so happy when I received his telegram saying that he was arriving on the 8:14 that I decided to meet the train. Then I suddenly wondered how I'd recognize him, so I've been waving his book in the face of every... Oh, please, if you can do anything for my brother, come along. Let's hurry.
Are you always like this, upset and jittery?
I'm worried. Please, can't you walk faster?
Oh, wait. Here's a flower shop. I have an idea. Huh? You wait right here just a minute, Miss Mitchell.
Oh, no, please. We're wasting time. Besides, Ernest has the car in a no parking zone.
Well, why worry? If he hasn't already got a ticket, another minute or two probably won't make any difference. You might glance at Chapter 6 while you're waiting.
What?
Dr. Fransel's epigrams on worry.
Pretty Miss Mitchell resents the waiting and doesn't feel like reading. A small foot taps impatiently. Come to think of it, this assistant of Dr. Fransel's isn't so much like Ichabod Crane as someone else. A more respected figure. His deep-set eyes seem to hold the same kindly strength, the same humorous sympathy as those of the man named Lincoln.
Yeah, that didn't take long, did it? Here, this is for you. I have a few more in this box.
What is it?
It's a spray of Mignonette. Good for nervous wrecks.
I am not a nervous wreck.
Want to bet? Here, smell.
Oh. Well, Dr. Kleehammer, if I am, it's because I'm so terribly worried.
Not many things are really worth the worry we give 'em. Well, come along. By the way, please call me Luke. All my friends do. And you, Miss Mitchell, are you Dorothy or Dot?
No, Dodie.
Oh, good. That fits you better.
Luke slips his hand under her arm, and whether it's his easygoing amble or the haunting fragrance of the Mignonette, she feels more relaxed than she has at any other time since the trouble began.
Luke, you haven't even asked about Harry.
I'm more concerned about you, Dodie.
But I'm all right. It's Harry, my brother. They don't know what to do to him, to say to him.
Who doesn't?
Oh, H.P., the servants, everyone. They're all so helpless. All H.P. does is storm and swear.
Just a minute. Who's H.B., your father?
Yes, Harrison Bedloe, Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, now I know. Shoes and chips and sealing wax and things. I've seen his name in the newspapers. And he can't control your brother?
No, not when Harry gets like he is now. I'm the only one he turns to, and if I'm not there every single minute...
Doesn't sound as if you have much freedom.
But that's unimportant. That doesn't matter as long as I can keep Harry from
From what?
From taking his own life.
Hey, I think I'm going to like this story. Sounds like it's got a lot of angles to it. That's something you can say about Pillsbury's best flour, too. It's got plenty of angles. And that's why they call Pillsbury's best an all-purpose flour, because it can be used for any kind of cooking or baking that calls for flour. There are a lot of special flours. In fact, the Pillsbury folks put out quite a few themselves. But if you want a really good, all-around, all-purpose flour, you just stick with the Pillsbury folks and pick you up some Pillsbury's best. Now, as you might imagine, it takes an awful lot of experience and know-how to turn out a flour like that. Well, the Pillsbury folks have the greatest name in the flour business, and they didn't get it accidentally. It's due to the number of high-quality products which they've been turning out ever since they've been in business. And Pillsbury's best all-purpose flour is a granddaddy of them all. You try it out. Now, what do you say we get back into the mood of our story here, huh?
Where's my father, Briggs?
In the library, Miss Dorothy. You wrote to, sir?
Well, thank you.
This way, Luke.
Quite a place.
You like it?
No, but it's quite a place. Wonderful view of the park. You ever go walking there?
No, not lately. Harry's been so unpredictable. Here we are. H.B.? Oh, there you are. Come, Luke.
Confound it, Dorothy. How many times have I asked you not to burst in here? You scare the guppy.
I'm sorry. This is Dr. Kleehammer, H.B.
What's he want? Can't it wait? You can see I'm busy.
Looks to me as if that angelfish is dying, Mr. Mitchell. He's over on his side.
Yes, I see him. Do you think I'm blind? What do you think I'm worrying about?
Not your family, evidently.
Hey? Confound it, man. Who gave you the right to come in here and insult me? Now, get out.
H.B., please.
Briggs!
Don't antagonize him, Luke. H.B., this is the psychologist I told you about. Or rather, this is his assistant. Dr. Fransel couldn't come.
Psychologist? What for? Oh, you mean the chap that wrote that silly book, Contentment is... Oh, something or other. Oh, I tell you, Harry's a spoiled... Hey, stop that, you fool. Put that net down.
No. Easy, Mr. Mitchell. Easy. Scolari here needs a change of scenery. Can I have a small bowl about this big?
Did you call, sir?
Oh, yes. Briggs, bring some table salt, will you? In a small bowl, please. Little saltwater bath ought to do it. About 15 minutes or so. Otherwise, it's going to die.
I beg your pardon, sir. Salt? Did you say...
Yes, you heard him. Get the salt and a bowl.
Immediately. Very good, sir.
All right. A claw hammer. You win. He seems lively enough now. At any rate, you're a good fish doctor.
Thank you.
Oh, Harry. Oh, Harry, come in. Here, Harry, here's someone who's going to help you. Dr. Kleehammer.
Doctor? What do I want with a doctor? Now, sit down, Harrison, and stop being so blasted surly. This is some kind of a nut doctor that...
Oh, for heaven's sake, H.B. Duke is an assistant to Dr. Francel, Harry. Remember that wonderful book I tried to get you to read?
Why don't you come right out and say I'm crazy? Why does everyone... Sit down, Harrison. I won't sit down. I don't want to. I'm just as sane as you, H.B. You and your silly guppies and goldfish. Of course. I may be maladjusted.
Maladjusted? In what way, Harry?
None of your business.
Please, Harry. Just talk with Luke a little, won't you?
Yes, maybe he can make you forget all those wild threats. Wild threats? I'll show you how wild they are. I'll go right up to my room, and one shot will put an end to everything.
Oh, no, Harry,
you
please.
sit down.
No. Wait a minute, everybody. If Harry wants to shoot himself, why not let him?
Let
The
him?
man's mad. Huh? You mean you wouldn't try to stop me?
Why should I?
Oh,
Why, I
By the way, Harry, are you a good shot?
Huh? Why?
I just wondered. So many times a would-be suicide doesn't shoot straight, misses the vital centers of the brain and keeps right on living, if you could call it that.
Luke.
On living?
Mm-hmm, yeah. You see, usually he succeeds only in blinding himself or becoming helplessly paralyzed. And somebody has to feed him and dress him and bathe him. Yeah. But, of course, in your case, it doesn't matter too much. Your father has plenty of money for attendants and nurses.
No, I have I?
And paid companions. Even so, it's a poor sort of existence. That's why I asked if you were a good shot and knew your anatomy. Who told you, incidentally, that you were maladjusted?
The Army put it on my chart. I saw it. Oh, I know it's true because I've always been moody and antisocial.
You and Napoleon and the 2 million others. Yet most geniuses, when they aren't preoccupied, are as mercurial as a barometer in a hurricane.
Really?
You think Harry's a genius?
Oh, I didn't say that. By the way, I noticed both of you call your father H.B.
But of course everyone calls him H.B. Why?
Now, leave me out of it.
Oh, nothing. I was just remembering the time I was 12 or 13, I think it was, and I tried calling my father Timothy.
Was that his name?
No, not to me. Son, he said, playing a lusty tattoo on my derriere with a bridle strap. As long as I live, there's only one name I want to hear from you, and that's Paul.
Old-fashioned, wasn't it?
Sure. Yes, but I didn't get maladjusted.
You're making fun of me. I've got a good mind
To go up to your room and end it all? Very well. I'm sure your father will excuse you now.
Luke.
Take this little flower along with you, Harry. This mignonette. Some of our best suicides like to arrange the floral decorations before.
Doggone it. Now you've gone too doggone far. I'll show you. All of you. You just wait and see.
Harry, wait. Oh, Luke, what have you done, Harry?
And now, look at Kleehammer. You handle that very nicely up to a point. That's the way all you nut doctors do things, but then you fall down. You overdo them.
Well, we're but poor mortals after all.
That's true. Now, I see you don't think Harrison will do anything drastic, and neither do I.
No,
But,
I don't believe he will. For all his dramatizing himself.
Very well, then. We'll dispense with your further services, and I'll send you a check.
But your daughter might.
What? Dorothy? Why, that's ridiculous.
So I'd better plan to stay a few days and work with her.
What do you mean, work with her?
Give her a taste of some of the things she doesn't even know she misses. Human companionship, the theater, rides, dinners. I've got to find some way to ease the pressure, you see.
No, I don't see. What pressure?
Same as on Harry to a lesser degree. The pressure built up by you, Mr. Mitchell.
What? Now you're starting on me, are you?
Mr.
Let
Mitchell,
me-
remember the bully of your school when you were a boy?
Bully? Now, see here.
Oh, I'm not implying that you were the bully. Perhaps you were, but I doubt it.
I most certainly was not. A big lunkhead by the name of Joey Heron was the bully.
Is that so?
You say that tub of lard used to make me so confounded mad. that I-
Exactly, yeah, but there's more than one way of bullying. For example, there's the mental bully. The grown man, usually, who thinks he must maintain two-fisted dominance over his family and associates. He's usually successful in his business, but seldom happy about that success.
Are you saying I'm a mental bully?
Those who wear the shoe know where it pinches. Oh, by the way, if you ever wear a boutonniere, try this sprig of mignonette.
Now, you take your hands off my lapel. You and your blasted... What did you say this is?
Mignonette.
Oh,
no. As I was saying, the mental bully is much too respectable to beat his family, but oftentimes unconsciously he browbeats them.
You know, Luke, I hate like fury to admit it, but you've got something there. I've always felt just a little unsure about some things. My success, my children's affection.
So you kept a tight rein, as my pa used to say. Yes. But thoroughbreds will fight against it every time, H.B., one way or another. Sometimes in the process they damage themselves.
You mean Dorothy and Harrison?
No, not Harrison. He's pretty healthily dramatic. But Dorothy has no such outlet. That's why I want to help her if I can. If you'll excuse me, I think we'll begin by taking a walk in the park.
Now, wait a minute, Luke.
Yeah?
Who are you, anyway? How can you walk in here and take over as you have? There's something mighty strange about this, and I want to know who you are and where you come from.
If it works out, perhaps I'll tell you. If it doesn't, what will it matter?
What did you tell Harry, Luke?
I told him you and I were going out for a hike in the park. Not to do anything desperate until we got back.
Well, he seemed calm enough when we left, but if anything happens to him, I'll never forgive myself. Never.
Stop tying yourself in knots, Dodie. Forget Harry for a few minutes. I promise you he won't shoot holes in himself for at least that long. Oh, enjoy the sight. Look at those happy children skating. Listen.
Oh, look, a horse-drawn sleigh. Oh, isn't that pretty?
Uh-huh. I imagine cutters in Central Park are pretty rare these days. Up Jefferson Way, frequently if it snows so deep, the farmers have no other way of getting their milk to the depot.
Tell me about Jefferson College, Luke. You know, I'd never heard of it until Dr. Fansel wrote from there saying his publishers had forwarded my letter.
Not much to tell. It's what you city folks call a jerkwater college. But I wouldn't trade it for 10 Harvards on a California campus.
But then why is a great man like Dr. Fansel teaching there?
I suppose he likes the quiet and the view. It's particularly beautiful up there right now. Snowy hills and valleys stretching away as far as you can see. So peaceful, too. You can hear the skiers whooshing down the slope.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. I'd love to see it.
I'd love to have you see it, Dodie. Say, why not? Why, that might be the answer. Dodie, suppose you come back with me for a visit. Now, of course, I can't put you up. I have only bachelor quarters, but I'm sure any of my married friends on the faculty...
Wonderful. Could I stay with Dr. Fansel?
Well, maybe.
I'm dying to meet him. I can't go. How about my brother, Harry?
Oh, that's easy. We'll take him, too.
What? Oh, Briggs, find Cora, will you? I'm going away. I want her to help me pack. And ask my brother...
Oh, Miss Dorothy, your father has been waiting to talk to the gentleman, and he's been quite attentive.
Oh, again? All right.
There you are.
Pardon me.
Why, Father, what's wrong?
Wrong? I'll tell you what's wrong. This man is an imposter.
What?
And a fraud, yes. You thought you had me hoodwinked, didn't you? Thought I wouldn't bother to check up on you. Well, young man, I wasn't born yesterday.
Oh, of course not.
I mean, Father. Luke, you know what he's talking about?
I think so.
He thinks so. Confound it, you know so. Now, are you going to tell me what your game is, or shall I call the police? What kind of blackmail are you afraid?
Father, please. Luke, please forgive my father.
Forgive me? Why, that crook. According to my attorneys, not only he, but this other quack, what's his name, Sigmund Frenzel, neither of them is listed in the medical register, and neither...
But Dr. Fansel wrote the book, Contentment is Your Crown. I have it, and I've read it.
Oh, anyone can write a book. As I was saying, neither of them is on the faculty list of Jefferson College.
Luke, is this true? Isn't there any Sigmund Fansel? Aren't you both at Jefferson College?
Dodie, I don't quite...
It's Harry! Harry shot himself!
Well, looks like Luke's got himself in a spot now. Looks like he's fresh out of one patient anyway. You know, I was mentioning a minute ago about how many uses there are for Pillsbury's best flour. Like those gadgets that you see in the 5 and dime store. You ever see one of those things? It's a hammer and a screwdriver and a monkey wrench and a thing does everything but cook for you. I'm a sucker for those gadgets. But about that cooking, let's say, for instance, you want to bake a cake. One of those great, big, 4-layer, luscious masterpieces like Grandma used to make. All right, maybe you've even got Grandma's recipe. Well, then why not use the flour that Grandma used? That's the perfect combination. That's how she got her cakes to look and taste like that. In fact, there are very few people who lived on the farm and had a grandma who baked cakes who didn't wear a Pillsbury flour sack at some time or other. And remember, the high quality of Pillsbury's best flour makes it possible for you to turn out a good cake regardless of the shortening you use, whether it's butter or vegetable shortening or cooking oil. And just remember, like Grandma always knew, you bake your best with Pillsbury's best flour. Well, shall we get back now and find out what happened to Harry?
Confound these hospital waiting rooms. I can't stand the smell of them. No, if it hadn't been for that imbecile, that phony psychologist of yours.
It's all my fault for believing him. Oh, why did I ever write to Dr. Francis?
That's what I'd like to know. Good grief, what are they doing with Harrison? I'm going to find that blasted
Oh,
nurse.
please, Father, sit down. You'll just make things worse. And why don't you take that silly flower out of your buttonhole?
This. Still got a little fragrance to it. You know, there was one thing that confounded Crawhammer was right about. I do like to have you call me Father.
Yes?
And speaking of Crawhammer, I wonder where he disappeared to. Last I saw him was on the ambulance.
I don't know and I don't care. He made fools of us. He promised that Harry wouldn't shoot himself. He told me.
There. Don't blame yourself, my dear. Harry might have done this any time, even without Crawhammer telling him to.
You don't believe that.
Well, no, but I want you to believe it. Otherwise, you might do something just as crazy. Oh, if I could get my hands on that humbug psychologist for just 1 minute.
Referring to me, I suppose.
Look.
Yes. What are you doing in that surgical gown? By George, the police.
No, calm down, H.P. I've been helping with Harry upstairs in the operating room.
Oh.
Dr. Phillips was kind enough to let me.
Harry, how...
He's fine, Dopey. He's fine. A little weak from loss of blood, but luckily the bullet missed the vital artery.
My lucky for you. I'd have had you held for murder.
Harry wants to see you and his father. Dr. Phillips says it'll be all right if you don't stay too long. I'll show you the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
What I want to know is, where do you fit in? Do you mean to tell me you actually are a doctor?
Sure, a couple of them, a Ph.D. and M.D. Well, here's the room. Go right in. Watch out for the screen.
Harry.
Oh, my boy.
Hi, Dodie.
Hello.
Dad. For the love of Pete, you look like a pair of mourners.
Why did you do it, you idiot?
Please,
Nah,
Father.
that's okay. I'll tell him. The answer's simple. I was a dope. It's always a good starting.
Are you still here? Haven't you done enough harm? Why don't you go back to your hick college? Or is that a fake?
Hey, now, sis, don't take it out on Luke. He's probably the best friend the family ever had.
The best
Oh,
friend.
sure. Just when you need to be talked out of shooting yourself, he tells you to go ahead and do it.
Oh, my good gosh. Is that what you think?
What else can we think?
You mean you haven't told him, Luke?
Mm-mm.
Told us what?
It was all an accident.
A what?
Yeah, an accident. I'm even more of a dub with firearms than Luke thought. I was sitting down smelling that whatchamacallit flower, when all of a sudden it came to me what a jerk I'd been.
Oh, but Harry...
So I unloaded the gun, planning to get rid of it, but I forgot all about the bullet still in the chamber. Then, whammo.
Oh. Luke, why didn't you tell us?
But I still don't understand how my attorneys could be wrong.
Well, that is my fault. The name Kleehammer was something I dreamed up on the spur of the moment when I met Dodie in Grand Central.
What is your name?
Just plain Hammer. Louis K. Hammer.
Wait a minute. Hammer? Say, are you president of some college or other? Seems to me Time magazine had a write-up. Calls you a new young in practice.
Yeah, that's true, but Time will correct that.
Then you're the president of Jefferson College. But who's Dr. Francis?
Well, that's why I came to New York, Dodie. Your letter sounded sincere enough, but I didn't see how it could be. I didn't see how anyone could read contentment is your crown and take it all so seriously.
Why not?
Well, because Dr. Sigmund Franzel is my alter ego, my other self, a pseudonym for a Don Quixote of psychology that I created. He knows all the technical stunts, the high-flown verbiage, but in the end, he cures everything from headaches to hallucinations and heartaches by plain common sense.
But the title of your book...
It's good, yes, because I stole it from Shakespeare. It's in Henry VI. My crown is in my heart, not on my head. A crown it is that seldom kings enjoy. My crown is called content. Here you are, Dodie. The last one the florist had.
Mignonette.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Luke, what makes its magic?
Magic?
Every time you gave a spray of it to one of us, we'd change.
Some more of Dr. Franzel's hocus pocus. You see, while your attention is distracted by the sweet fragrance of the flower, you have a chance to think. Too few of us these days ever pause to do that.
But, Luke, why did you give me this now? What am I supposed to think about? You haven't told me anything new or startling, have you?
Well, no, not yet, but take a good whiff, Dodie, if you will. I will. Dodie, I...
Oh, Luke, hurry. They're going to close the gate. Come on, we'll miss the train.
Oh, Dodie, you're not going to start that jittery business again. Is catching a train as important as this?
No, darling. Never.
Another grand performance from Grand Central Station. Now I know you're all anxious to learn the names of the Broadway players presented by Pillsbury in today's drama, and I'll tell you in just a moment.
Well, how'd you like that one? I kind of went for it. Just like you'll go for Pillsbury's best flour once you try out its many uses. Now, whether you're going to make pie or pastry or puddings or coffee cakes or bread or what have you, Pillsbury's best flour will turn you out a good dish every time. Jot that down someplace on your grocery list there, will you? You might go shopping this afternoon, and I wouldn't want you to forget it. Speaking of forgetting, this week, whenever you hear a train whistle, don't forget Pillsbury and Grand Central Station.
And now our cast. Today's Grand Central Station drama, A Spray of Mignonette, was written by Lawrence Defoe and starred Scott Cotsworth as Luke and Sarah Burton as Dodie. H.B. Mitchell was played by Gregory Morton, Harry by William Layton, and the butler by Neil Fitzgerald, with the music by Lou White. We leave Pillsbury's Grand Central Station until next week at this same time. Listen for the train whistle and hear another original radio drama with a great Broadway cast, starring Jocelyn Brando, only feminine player in Mr. Robert, the smash hit that is breaking Broadway records, and Billy Redfield, recently featured in George Abbott's production of Barefoot Boy with Cheeks. Remember, next week and every week, a new play and a new top-flight Broadway cast on Grand Central Station. This is your narrator, Ken Roberts, saying goodbye and better baking for Pillsbury, greatest name in flour. This is CBS, The Columbia Broadcasting System.